Hey, it's Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching. We are at MSP Expo. It's part of the ITEXPO Tech Super Show. It's the 40th event, February 2023 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Howard Hoffmann is with us. He is with Extend Resources. Howard, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We're thrilled to have you. So what do you guys do? I would guess you extend resources. Is that accurate?
Well, that's a good way of putting it. The name was picked for that purpose, in fact. So we provide information security and data privacy compliance management services and tools. So we do that, we like MSPs. We're here to partner with lots of MSPs because we largely service the small to mid-sized business market. It's not exclusively what we do, but it's a large part, and that maps perfectly to the MSP client base.
And that mission statement, what you guys are doing, it's some of the most important part of technology right now, isn't it?
It's very hot, indeed. And there's two components to a good information security and data privacy program. There's the tech side, where people are putting tools inside of devices, setting like Windows 365 settings, all those things, very important. But the compliance side is the perfect complement to that because it really dictates what people do. It's really the governance, risk management, and compliance side. So that's the part that management really controls. They get, even the decisions that are made with regards to what tools go into effect are done through a good compliance program.
Now, when we talk about compliance, now are we talking about compliance for the MSP, that they're complying, like ISO sort of stuff, or are we talking about HIPAA for their customers?
Both. So that's why I always talk about information security and data privacy. HIPAA is a data privacy program. It's really a statute. And information security is based on either an established standard or framework that provides the guidelines for what to do to achieve a good, mature program. So we help companies, we either provide advice or we provide the management, like vCISO services. We do all of that.
And we also, I know there are certain like blue states which have gotten really aggressive with their data privacy and protections, like New York, California, and maybe Illinois also.
No, there are more. There are about a half a dozen states that are coming online with their own privacy programs. There's no standard nationally yet, but that's coming. But this topic is so hot because to really understand where you stand, how to improve your position, how to be a mature company with regards to information security and data privacy, it's really important that you follow an established framework or comply with a statute for a whole host of reasons. One, to be a trusted supplier to anybody you want to do business with, right? So that's evolving more and more, where larger organizations in particular won't deal with small ones unless they can demonstrate a level of cybersecurity maturity and or data privacy maturity. So there's what I call the positive side, and then there's the risk mitigation side on the back end. If you have a good program in place, you can either reduce the likelihood of a breach, and if a breach happens to occur, you can contain it. And if you really follow all the rules properly and maintain a vibrant program, it's not a once and done thing. It's an ongoing cultural shift that has to occur. Then you really can mitigate things like punitive damages and fines, even in the worst case scenario.
What about GDPR? Do you work on that too?
Yes, we do. Yep, we do. And so it's predominantly a national practice, but we do have an operation in the Philippines. We do have clients that take work off, that service clients around the globe. So they'd be subjected to the US laws as well as GDPR and others. Philippines has a Data Privacy Act. Brazil has one. So it's happening all over the place. This topic is so vital, and yet there's the other piece of this puzzle I wanted to mention, because it relates to our panel discussion tomorrow morning, so I want to put a plug in for that. The whole area of cybersecurity insurance was a topic that came, when I was here last June, I attended many sessions, and people in the audience were raising questions about cybersecurity and insurance, and it was not well covered, but it's a topic unto itself. So that is what our panel discussion tomorrow is all about. 9 o'clock in the morning is when we're on, and we will really unmask what takes place with cybersecurity insurance, both the challenges in getting it at a fair price, price meaning the premium you pay and the deductible, and what's the likelihood of payout should a breach occur.
Yeah, I know that some of the cyber insurance companies, for example, with the not pay yet attack in Ukraine some years back, 6-7 years ago, they tried to get out of paying because they said it was an act of war, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, but this happens all the time now because the carriers, I don't want to give away too much of what we're going to talk about tomorrow, so you have to be there in order to hear the whole thing. But no, there is a responsibility that happens at the front end. If an applicant, an insured, wants coverage, they have to submit a questionnaire. They attest to whatever those answers are, but you better be accurate in delivering those answers, because if you're not, and this is not just at the time of the application, it's at the time whenever there's a breach that happens. If you're not, you'll end up in a coverage dispute. So we'll talk about all that tomorrow, but this is I love this topic. I really do, because many people think of this as exciting as buying insurance generally, doing the whole compliance thing, because it takes a lot of effort. But any company can do it. We're a small business, and yet we ourselves are ISO certified full scope, and we've been this way for several years. We do it on a manageable budget, which is really why we want to help MSPs expand their services to their clients, help the MSPs themselves if they want to go down that path. So it's, anyway, that's what we do.
Thanks for being here.
I appreciate the time. Thank you.
That's great. Great job.